Jesus asked for one thing on the worst night of his life, and nobody could do it. This is that story. Most people think they know what happened the night before the cross, the Last Supper, the garden, the betrayal. But there is one moment inside that night, so quiet, so human, that most people walk right past it. It was Thursday night. Jerusalem was packed with pilgrims from every corner of the world. Jesus and his disciples had just finished their last meal together. He had washed their feet. He had broken bread. He had looked Judas directly in the eyes and let him leave. He already knew what was coming, every single thing. And he went anyway. They walked out into the night, through the narrow streets, across the Kidron Valley, up the slope of the Mount of Olives. The Bible says that as they walked, Jesus grew strangely silent. The disciples noticed it. He always talked as they walked, always teaching. Not that night. They reached a garden called Gethsemane, a place Jesus loved, a place he had visited many times before. He stopped at the entrance, left most of the disciples there, and took 3 men deeper into the garden: Peter, James, John, his closest friends. And something changed in him the moment they stepped inside. The Bible uses words that are almost impossible to read. He began to be deeply distressed and troubled. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. That is what Jesus said. Not to the crowds, not in a sermon, in the dark, to 3 men, the people he trusted most. And then he made his request. He asked for one thing. Not a miracle, not protection, not a way out. He asked them to stay awake with him. Stay here and keep watch with me. That was it. Just stay awake. Let that sink in. The one who had healed the blind, raised the dead, walked on water. His one request before the most difficult moment of his life, he just didn't want to be alone. Jesus went further into the garden, fell to the ground, and prayed 3 times, the same prayer. Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Please. But the words before that prayer are the ones nobody talks about. If it is possible. He was asking if there was another way, and the answer was silence. Luke's gospel adds one detail the others don't. During this prayer, Jesus was in such agony that his sweat became like drops of blood. Doctors call this hematidrosis. It happens under extreme psychological stress, when capillaries rupture, blood mixes with sweat. Rare and incredibly painful. And he was going through it alone. Because while Jesus was on the ground, he came back to check on Peter, James, and John. They were asleep. All 3. He looked at Peter, the same Peter who had said at dinner, "Even if everyone else falls away, I never will." Asleep. Jesus woke them. "Couldn't you keep watch with me for just 1 hour? 1 hour. Not a lifetime. 1 hour." He went back and prayed again. Came back. Asleep again. 3 times he asked. 3 times he came back. And every time, nothing changed. Mark's gospel adds one quiet, devastating line. The disciples didn't know what to say to him. They saw his face, they heard his voice, and they had no words. Then the torches appeared. Soldiers, temple guards, chief priests, and at the front of them, Judas. 3 years beside Jesus. Every meal, every miracle, every teaching. Now leading an armed crowd through the dark. The signal they agreed on was a kiss. Judas walked up and kissed him, and Jesus said, "Friend, do what you came to do. Friend." Even then, Peter grabbed a sword, cut off a man's ear. Jesus stopped him, reached down, and healed the man who came to arrest him. The last miracle before the cross was for his enemy. Then he let them take him. And the Bible says one more thing. All the disciples deserted him and fled. Every single one. The men who said they would die for him. Gone. Into the dark. 6 hours on the cross. And near the end, Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" The man who asked not to be alone in the garden died feeling abandoned by everyone. And then his last words, not anger, not accusation, "Father, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing." His last wish was not for himself. It was for the people who put him there, the ones who arrested him, the ones who beat him, the ones who fell asleep when he asked for 1 hour. Forgive them. I started with a question. Have you ever asked someone for one thing and they couldn't do it? Jesus asked for 1 hour, just presence, in the darkest night of his life. And the people who loved him most couldn't stay awake. The most important moments in the lives of people we love don't announce themselves. They come quietly, when we are tired, when we think there is still time. We never know which night is the last one. His last wish was forgiveness. The question is not whether you deserve it. The question is, what do you do with it? I want to know what you think. And if this story stayed with you, make sure you don't miss the next one.